It doesn't surprise me to see Hogan with the Republicans because Hogan's as anti-union as you can get.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
We've talked on the show multiple times about Jesse Ventura's escapades, attempting to organize the WWE. Adam and I have our own, not really a history with wrestling, but, we watched it growing up. Adam has some students who've done some professional wrestling type stuff. So, it's a pretty cool thing. And it's super... It's super impressive, really, like what they do, what wrestlers are able to do. And it's really gross the more that you learn about the working conditions that even some of the top wrestlers have. Like, they don't have, they're classified as independent contractors, right? Even people at the WWE, which is just a farce. Obviously, they're not independent contractors, and they're not. You can tell they're not independent contractors because they're not allowed to stream, right? They're not allowed to have their own independent revenue streams. It's a really gross state of affairs at WWE. They don't get paid enough. They have more responsibility than they should on themselves. And, it's just really, really, really pretty gross. But Jesse Ventura tried to fix some of this back when he was doing wrestling by unionizing folks, and so he's talked about that on and off over the years. And he was on Al Sharpton's show on MSNBC, and he had this to say. So let's listen to this because it's always fun hearing Jesse talk about how and he's on responding to Hulk Hogan's escapades at the RNC and that kind of silly, comedy routine there. So here's Ventura.
As far as Hogan goes, it doesn't surprise me because when I was in wrestling in the 80s, I tried to unionize wrestling, and it was Hulk Hogan who cut my legs out from under me. Hulk Hogan went to Vince McMahon, ratted me out, and subsequently later on cost me my job. So it doesn't surprise me to see Hogan with the Republicans because Hogan's as anti-union as you can get. There still is not a union in professional wrestling. The reason I tried to do it, I was in an elevator and ran into Gene Upshaw, the great tackle guard from the Oakland Raiders. Right. And Big Gene raised his finger up and looked at me and says, you boys need to form a union. I tried to do it, and it was Hulk Hogan who ratted me out to Vince McMahon, and subsequently I was fired and lost my job.
So there you go. That's why Jesse Ventura is not surprised to see Hulk Hogan at the RNC, because Hulk Hogan is anti-union. He doesn't know anything about solidarity. He's all in it for himself. As long as he gets his, he doesn't care about anybody else. And that really, sums up kind of the operating ethos of, the conservative movement. It's all about people getting rich and getting theirs and not really caring about anybody else. And so, that kind of lines up with being anti-union. And so because Hulk Hogan was anti-union, Jesse Ventura is not really surprised that Hulk Hogan would have those types of conservative politics more generally. So, and then the top reply to that tweet said, I did not have Ventura versus Hogan on my bingo card for this election. And, the only reason you didn't have that on your bingo card is because you don't know enough about wrestling lore, because Ventura has been long open about his disdain for Hulk Hogan. He said in another interview that he'll never be friends with Hulk Hogan again, even though they used to be friends. He said because he has to trust somebody to be friends with them, and he can never trust Hulk Hogan again because he ratted him out. So yeah, there you go. Here's Jesse Ventura on Al Sharpton.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.